The Williams FW15C is a Formula One car built by the Williams team for the 1993 Formula One season. Driven by Alain Prost and Damon Hill, it guided Prost and Williams to the Drivers' and Constructors' Championships respectively. The FW15C's success stemmed from being one of the most technologically advanced cars in Formula One's history, incorporating features like traction control and active suspension. Additionally, the FW15C was tested with a continuously variable transmission (CVT), which allegedly made the already quick car a few seconds a lap faster. The Williams FW15C is one of the most successful Formula One cars of all time, thanks to a combination of a powerful Renault V10 and revolutionary technologies. With input from technical director Patrick Head and chief designer Adrian Newey, the FW15C was the most technologically advanced car for its time, and remained so even by 2005 standards. It incorporated many key technologies that were considered electronic aids. These include, but not limited to, active suspension, traction control, ABS braking, a semi- and fully automatic gearbox, and the ability to stall the rear diffuser so that drag could be reduced during the straights of each circuit. Such was the dominance of the FW15C that it guided Alain Prost to 7 wins, while Damon Hill won 3. Prost won the Drivers' Championship with 99 points, 26 ahead of McLaren's Ayrton Senna. Williams easily won the Constructors' Championship by 168 points to McLaren Ford's 84. The FW15C was an evolution of the FW14B that had taken Nigel Mansell to the 1992 World Championship. The 14B had been an active ride adaptation of an existing car, but the 15 was designed at the outset around the new technology, under the technical directorship of Patrick Head and Adrian Newey. Paddy Lowe, recently returned to Williams as Chief Technical Officer, was the systems engineer who wrote and developed most of the software necessary to make the active ride system work. The use of hydraulic pressure to lengthen or shorten actuators fitted to each wheel allowed the platform of the car to be maintained in the most aerodynamically efficient position at all times. It was therefore immune to the otherwise inevitable aerodynamic compromise resulting when a conventional car pitches, dives or rolls on its suspension. This capability was worth whole seconds of lap time over conventionally suspended cars, and Williams were the first to fully exploit the technology, in partnership with AP. Electronic digital control was the breakthrough that allowed the full potential of active ride, which had been tried on and off in F1 since 1983, to be realized. This, in combination with Moog proportional servo control valves, finally gave the system the necessary response fidelity and reaction time. Because the car could be kept in a much narrower range of ride heights and rake angles than a conventionally sprung car, the aerodynamic surfaces could be made much more peaky, as the downforce was no longer required to be consistent over anything like as wide a range of attitudes. It allowed the front wing and diffuser in particular to be fashioned much more aggressively. In addition, with the 5 rupees engine, Renault had given its 67-degree 3.5-liter V10 new con rods and revised the inlet and combustion chambers to give an extra 30 horsepower. Other improvements over the FW14B included the addition of power steering, as the downforce levels being reached were beginning to make it difficult for smaller drivers to extract the maximum from the cars. There was also electrically powered braking assistance, also to help the drivers exploit the increased braking potential arising from the downforce increase. The driver could choose to use the paddles behind the steering to change gear semi-automatically, or to leave it in auto mode when it would change up and down automatically at the appropriate time. As soon as the driver touched the paddles, it would revert to manual mode. In the FW14B, the driver could also choose the car's angle of attack by adjusting the front ride height via a knob. The ideal rake angle will vary according to the speed of the corner, and this allowed the driver to have his cake and eat it. But in the 15C, this feature was automated into the software, so the car would continually be changing its own setup. For 94, The governing body banned active ride and most of the associated, automatic, electronic technology. And a new, different era of F1 began. So the FW15C stands as the ultimate showcase for where F1 would have been headed but for the interruption of regulation to contain the speed and give more control back to the driver.